Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about the SWOT analysis. This is the short version of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. This is not actually a real analysis as it's more a summary of other analyses. I'm going to talk to you about three analyses. First the Vryo, the Pestel and the Porter's 5 forces. As you can see, we can categorize strengths and weaknesses as internal and opportunities and threats as external. First of all, the Vryo analysis. This looks at the internal potential of the company. Vryo is again the short version of value, rarity, inimitability, and organization. We will have a closer look at them. First of all, the value. Is your company or your product unique? Has it added value in comparison with other companies in the similar industry? If that's the case, not so good. You don't have a competitive advantage, but a competitive disadvantage. If it is the case, then you can go to the next step, rarity. Does your company have special methods or resources in its own hands? So are there from them, especially from them? Again, if this is not the case, not so good, because you have a competitive equality. If it's the case, great, go to the next step, inimitability. How easy is it to imitate your product? If it's easy, again, not so good, you only have a temporary advantage. If it's not imitatable, so yes, it is inimitable, good, you have unused advantage, so you have to make sure to use it in the future. Lastly, you can have a look at organization. Does the organization support the company well enough and in an effective way? If that's the case, great, you win. You have a long-term competitive advantage. You can't do any better. But of course, you have to take into account what the other threats and weaknesses are. Then we go to opportunities and threats. First of all, PESTEL. This again is an acronym for political, economic, social, technological, ecological, and legal. The words speak for themselves, but I'm still going to talk a little bit about them. First of all, political. What is the political situation of the country you are in? Is it stable? Next, economic. What is the economic situation of the country you are in? Are there any crises going on, or can you see them already in the future? Social. What culture are you in, and does this have any influence on your company? Chances are that there is a lot of influence. So take this one in mind. Next, technological. This one is obvious. You always have to look for the best and newest technologies. Of course, this is not that easy when you're in a country with less technology than you are used to. Also, ecological aspects have to be taken in account. Has your company an effect on the environment, or has the environment an effect on you? Both aspects are very important and need to be analyzed. Last is legal. What are the legislations for your industry or your company in specific from the country you are in? Lastly, we have Porter's 5 forces. This analysis is focused on the industry and not as much on the country. The suppliers and buyers can have a lot of influence on a company when they gain a lot of power. This needs to be taken into account by the organization, and they need to keep the power of the suppliers and buyers as low as possible. The substitutes and new entrants are also important for a company to look at, because they mostly look at the competitors that are already in the industry, but those two are a much greater threat. So, suppliers, substitute buyers, and new entrants have influence on the industry rivalry, and this has an influence on the company. So, I hope you now understand SWOT and the Vryo Pestel Porter's analysis a little bit better. Thank you.